Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today's video, as per the harassment guidelines of YouTube, isn't necessarily about good old Jaystation. It's actually about purchasing a human being off of the internet that apparently is real footage on YouTube. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I got age restricted a while back when I talked about YouTube's new harassment guidelines. Now, age restrictions are one of those things where it's basically like the ultimate demonetizer, and not really the demonetization I'm worried about. It's basically the idea of putting that video so far down the search rankings. It didn't really work, you know, over 100,000 people saw it anyways, and I talked about it. But the big thing I had about that age restriction was, I think I covered the slave off of the deep web, so maybe this video might get age restricted. Unfortunately for good old Jaystation, luckily YouTube probably has marked this shit as safe for kids. Safe for kids with hashtag slave, I shit you not. You can't make this shit up! You can't make it up! But ladies and gentlemen, this is what we got over here. We bought a slave off the dark web. Very, very scary. Now, today's video is all about me going to review this situation to see, just really understand how buying a slave off of the deep web works. You know, I am a boomer after all, so I might as well figure it out. Before we again continue, Jay has also bought a wife off of the deep web as well, so he is in fact contributing, if this is real, to human trafficking. But then again, don't take that from me, because you have to look at the description for these videos. Tonight, a friend tried to order a slave off the deep web, and it actually worked. Nowhere in this situation does it say it's a slit, but again, buying human beings, that shit's entertainment, boyos. Again, I want to stress that hashtag slave was tossed into it. The first time I've ever seen hashtag slave. But anyways, let's get this started. It's a 21-minute video. We're only going to be watching like 5 minutes of content because that's really what it's all about. So let's just dive right in.
What's up, guys? I've ordered everything possible from the dark web, guys. We've ordered a child from the...
Well, I bought slaves, I bought a wife, and I bought a kid. Jay's buying an entire family off of fucking Slaves R Us on the deep web, dude. Good shit.
Dark web. Even my girlfriend cannot support slavery at all, guys. Actually been slaves for sale.
Is he really? Bro, come on. Those are slaves. So these are the slaves that Jay has ended up purchasing off of the deep web. I just want you guys to say it's like Jay looked at, you know, the Underground Railroad book we read as a kid about all the slaves escaping from the South, and he just like looked at the picture book and said, "Oh, that's what every slave looks like." You know, Jay, it's 2019. I'm sure they're not, you know, they're not picking fields or anything these days. I mean, come on now, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ. This is the most stereotypical stuff I've seen. Not only that, but the actual blood on their faces implies that you're buying damaged goods, dude. I feel for any price that you're buying slaves, you should buy pristine, healthy, cruelty-free slaves. None of this bargain bin shit, dude. This ain't right. This ain't normal.
On the dark web, guys. Actual slaves that people can buy to do everything for them, guys. Obviously, I do not support slavery at all, guys. So
well, that's a fucking relief. He doesn't support slavery, but you know, God bless. He's still giving money to human traffickers out there too. That's still true. If you paid money to the slavers, you did support trafficking, but at least Jay himself does not support slavery. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna say then? Like,
it's really bad and they should be put up in jail, guys. That's why me and Jay are gonna save one of their lives.
I love when Jay gets another one of these fucking partners in crime involved, because like it's always like the best videos that Jay has ever made is when like everyone else gets into it. So here you've got Jaystation 2. I'm going to call him that. I don't know his actual name. I don't really care to know the name, but Jaystation 2 also agrees that slavery is wrong and that they're going to set this person free, which is a noble fucking cause, don't get me wrong. And you know what? I've never freed a slave in my life, but at least these people have on camera, and that is a true fact, 100% real. You can't lie on the internet or the internet police busts you. Simple as that. Let's go further.
Called Slavery Palace, and it says all slaves are $10,000. Each slave is guaranteed to
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've now started off with this is the deep web website that Jay has used to purchase his totally 100% legit slaves. It's at this point that separates the human beings from the troglodytes that I think would watch the video, the reality from fantasy. All right, this is the test. If you fail this, you may need to go back to a school. You may need to go back into the fucking womb because clearly you weren't born right if you believe this. But this is Slavery Palace. All slaves are 10 grand. Each slave is guaranteed to follow every one of your orders, whether you beat them or not. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know, all right, whether you beat these slaves or not, whether you're cruel or you're not, they will still follow everything you do. Now, here they've got slaves and numbers. Let's just read some of these. Slave 476, taken directly from Zimbabwe at birth. The slave is very well trained in manual labor and will not resist your commands. Requires little to no food or sleep. Will work for days on end without stopping. So that's basically the fucking primo apex slave. Like if you had to S rank a slave, that's what it is, right? Like that's the best one. Low upkeep, maximum effort. Slave 522, the slave was taken from Vietnam at age 13. He has little to no memory of his previous life or family, will work in extreme heat or low temperatures without problem. Please note, due to frequent complaining, we have sewed slave 522 mouth shut. This slave cannot talk. Okay, so that's slaves from Vietnam, kind of a little annoying slave, but I think they can still get the job done. If you live in the middle of the equator or you live in the fucking Antarctic, this slave will be the absolute perfect one for you. Now, this is the best one I've seen so far. Slave 397. These slaves are brother and sister taken from their, spelled wrong of course, parents at birth. They normally come as a package deal, but the female has been taken to the torture room due to multiple escape attempts. Slave 397 can still be purchased right now as a single slave. His sister will be back from the torture room in approximately 1 month. So, as his sister's getting tortured for a month, again, YouTube has considered this safe for advertising. I just want you to I got age restricted, but this didn't. Let that fucking sink in. But anyways, this is a package deal. Normally, I think it'd be better if you bought this package deal, right? Because then you can keep a family together. Of course, the worst circumstances, but I mean, if they're all 10 grand anyways and they're billing them as one, why the fuck would you go with the other two? And maybe the first one from Zimbabwe, because that dude can fucking tank out his slavery, but I don't know. That's kind of how the rating system for me works over here. I'd probably go one being on the left, 2 being on the very right, 3 being in the middle. But anyways, this is a fucking absurd situation, and you all know that the dude that got paid on Fiverr to do this should feel a little bad for doing it in the first place. But anyways, let's go forward. Hold on. If you just zoom into his face right there, that's what we call the face of I'm doing something wrong. I know I'm doing something wrong, and I feel a little bad about it. You really don't see that too often unless it's on like a 3 a.m. clickbait channel, huh? All right, 3 hours later, boys. 3 hours later, good old Fortnite font for the kiddies. And he bought a slave, bought the family package. Let's see what we got.
I'll just show up in about 10 minutes, guys. Like I said, we're gonna set him free from the dark web, guys. It is so messed up how they just capture people and sell them online, guys. That's like human trafficking or something, guys. This is crazy.
That's like, no, it actually is human trafficking, you know, my guy. All right, buying slaves, buying human beings, buying them for whatever reason is in fact human trafficking. But I guess Jay's trying to play it a little safe in this regard. I get it. I understand the hustle. I got it. I got you.
What the freak, guys? Jeez. He's there. Hello?
Oh shit. Oh god. You know, I've seen this before. I have, but like every time I see this fucking like slave walk in, look completely different than the fucking picture we've seen it honestly hurts. It literally hurts me inside that there is a person out there that believes this to begin with. Jesus fuck, man. God damn.
What the freak, guys? He's not even wearing a shoe, guys.
I only found one.
What do you mean you only found one? What are you doing?
Why the fuck does he have a fucking lint roller? Like, what's he gonna do? Clean your cat hair off? I hired you to do more than just that there, Esteban. I hope that's the name. I'm gonna keep that for the remainder of the video.
He's cleaning me, guys. What the frick? Oh my god.
I wasn't fucking wrong. What? It's the lint roller, dude. He's cleaning the cat hair off of Jay over there. Jesus Christ.
He's cleaning me. He's like delinking my clothes.
Why is he doing
I
that?
don't know. I'm so freaking out.
You ever wonder if there's like somebody out there in the city who has like a fucking telescope and they're trying to look at the stars, but in fact they get a glimpse of this shit? Like you just watch like Jay, this dude with the camera, and this guy with like the paper bag with the fake blood cleaning the lint off. You ever wonder what they think? Like that has to be like the one like most confusing. I wouldn't be looking out my telescope if that was the case, you know, fucking not even once, not even twice if I saw that shit.
Probably have a nice healthy kidney, don't you?
Kidney? A kidney? Whoa. Why is he talking about your organs?
My kidney.
I'm just wanting to clean you, that's all.
Okay, I'm clean. Thank you. Put that thing down. Put it down. I'm good.
It's a lint roller, Ahmed. He's not gonna fucking rip your kidney out with a lint roller. Relax now. I'm glad that we've got this possible side of organ, like, you know, organ trafficking now too. I love the multi-stories that Jay offers in these skits. It's truly the best of things. Truly the greatest content out there, honestly. It's the best.
Okay, you can start cleaning. We're just gonna go and talk for 1 second. We'll be right back. Ahmed, this is freaking insane, dude. This is freaking insane, dude.
Why is he acting like that? And what is this blood around his like?
I don't know, man.
Is it real?
I don't know. He's just cleaning.
No, the blood around his mask isn't real. It's obviously fucking marker or felt tip pen. You can take one glance and look at how fucking paper thin that blood looks. Jesus Christ, guys. You know, the thing is, they constantly point out, is the blood real? Is that real? Well, if it didn't fucking look so fake, I wouldn't be cutting the video and talking about it, would I? Like, you know, the production value needs to go a little up. I get that you hired a slave, but you gotta go all the way to really sell it as a slave. God damn, boys. Unless this is real and you're not really selling us anything, then hey, by all means, I believe it. You can't lie on the internet. What the fuck? That's illegal. Okay, like, this is just 20 minutes of this dude, like, sexually harassing Jay and his friend. So it's like, this is where the content you have to forward it. You have to go all the way through. You're done with it. So at this point, they've come up with this whole idea that this is a plant by the deep web to steal their kidneys. Now, I want you to know that they tried feeding him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that had contained something wrong. And at some point, I think he had stolen something. So yeah, let's watch the security camera footage.
Dude, what's he doing?
What is he?
Is he gonna steal it?
Right,
No, guys.
Where is it?
Dude, wait.
Oh,
Bro, your laptop.
where did he put it? Wait, let's watch. Where did he put it? Bro, that's my laptop. I edited on that. Where did he go? We can't even get any of that stuff back.
What the?
Distracting the TV.
Oh my god. It's too heavy.
At least the robber knows. Mac, phone, I can grab at the TV. I probably can't sneak out with that, can I? I think I'm pushing my luck a little bit. He'll be back for that later, don't you worry. All right. I can't take much more of this. So they're trying to, like, reinforce that they were nice people. And that, oh, wow, look at all this. We tried to free a slave, but he still stole from us. Take that, kiddos out there. You want to free slaves? Get out of here. They'll just steal your shit because they're brainwashed by the dark web, guys. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know that video was one of the most absurd things that I have ever seen. One of the most absurd things that I've watched. And given the fact that in 2019, I live in a world where an absolute video title called "We Bought a Slave Off the Dark Web," very scary! And then you've got hashtag dark web, hashtag slave. And I got age restricted by this shit, then I understand why. Now, ladies and gentlemen, normally I would consider this to be a skit, but because I'm a fucking boomer that uses Facebook on a daily basis, I'm going to sit down and say that because there were no warnings, this is 100% real. Now, YouTube, as somebody that is just sitting here watching it, is this real? Did Jay buy a slave off the deep web? Because I'm going to believe it 100% true now. Jay's also bought his wife, his girlfriend, I think he called Jesus. He bought a grandmother off the deep web. Like, it's gotten to a point where Jay has probably given, I think, over $200,000-$300,000 to deep web human traffickers. And ladies and gentlemen, if that ain't a crime, I don't know what is. But I'm going to leave the comment section to you. Which slave would you have bought in that slavery palace location? I don't fucking remember. The Zimbabwe one, the Vietnamese one, or the family package? Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest question, do you think this is real or not? I think we can safely say this was real content. You know, at the end of the day, boys, you can't lie on the internet, 100% true. And I guess if you genuinely believe this, then boy, oh boy, have you seen the world for what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. let's have the fucking possible age restriction party on this fucking video in the very near future. This is me, Muda, and I am out.